Hello everybody, my name is Joe Guy and welcome back to Dragon Age Inquisition. Well, here we are then. It's been a few weeks since I last recorded. I'm kind of trying out a new recording method in it, and that is involving kind of playing these games in bursts. So I'm going to play a bunch of Dragon Age Inquisition today, and I'm really excited for it. But I did, we got to talk, first of all, because we're kind of... I don't want to say coming into the end game, because I have no idea whether that's true or not. I had a comment once, somebody considered everything after the Empress to kind of be the end game. And that might be bollocks, and it doesn't really matter if it is. But the point is that I realized I needed to kind of lay out a plan to say what the plan is for continuing and finishing with my goals here. So that's what I did. Let me tell you the step-by-step I currently have planned, and some of this is obviously subject to change. In fact, it's all subject to change. I'm a king of making plans and then changing them, especially when it comes to regards with this Let's Play channel. But here we go so far. So we're back from Orlais, and we have some chilling out to do, and I want to catch up with my companions, see how they're getting on, particularly with a couple of them who we got some pretty important news recently, that Liliana or Cassandra is being considered for the position of the Divine, which I have some thoughts about, which I will go into probably fairly shortly, because I've had a few weeks to mull it over. So that's the first step, is to speak to my companions, go around the horn. The next step is to kind of get on with a couple things. We're going to sit in judgment, presumably of Florian, who we carted back to the Inquisition here. I was kind of anticipating that Orlais would judge her. I almost feel like that would be more impactful were she to be judged by her own system. But then again, she knows how to play her own system. I suppose we're trying to make a power play by inflicting our judgment on ourselves. Whatever, I can judge her. I haven't really decided what I'm going to do with her. I mean, she's probably going to die, but I'm not making any promises. After we've sat in judgment to Florian, then I want to go to the war table. The reason for that is, under what Pride had wrought, the Inquisition's efforts have weakened Corypheus' attempts to stir unrest in Thedas. Now is the ideal time to strike. Consult the advisors to plan the next move. See, very endgamey this. Speak with the advisors in the war room. I want to know what they plan next, but I doubt I'm going to embark on the next mission right now. I did receive some comments, people saying that it would be, it's a good idea to do a few more main quest missions now, at this point, or to just carry on with it and kind of see where it takes me and maybe even drive towards the end of the game. I hear you, but I disagree. I think that despite all the side questing I've done, and I want to emphasize again, side questing will not be as major a part of the series as was in the past, there are things which Markus specifically wants to do which fall outside of this Inquisitor's path and stuff. So the next thing I want to do after learning about what our next move is and kind of maybe adjusting the schedule based on that is I want to go to the Forbidden Oasis. I have a bunch of spirit shards that I want to make use out of to open some of those extra bonus doors. I want to go to Emprise de Leon after that. The reason for that is I have some companion quests to do with it. Let's see. Memories of the Grey. There we go. Cassandra's got somebody in here, and I know these aren't compulsory, but they asked me to do them, and I think Markus would be true to his word, at least to his companions. Also, there's this. I didn't write that down anywhere. I suppose I probably should. I will do that maybe at the same time, the idea of trying to do certain companion quests. Unique and well worth investigating, indeed. So that's important. Companion quest kind of to that. Maybe we'll do that first. I don't know. After that, after Emprise de Leon, I want to emphasize that my goal going to Emprise de Leon is to do their quests and maybe do the main storyline, a bit like the deal with the flooding in... It wasn't the Fallow Mire, it was somewhere else. The place we made Day, wherever the hell that is. Where was it? Crestwood? I think it might have been Crestwood. Yeah. Well, maybe, whatever. Stormcoast, maybe? Who the hell knows? The point is that these kind of big main quests in each area are quite a good way of exploring the region and getting a kind of nice little slice of story. So I don't think that should take too long, and I really don't intend to do much of the side quests otherwise in these areas. Aside from that, the next thing I want to do after Empress de Leon is I want to do Under Her Skin. The crystals revealed something about the Shrine of Dumat. Corypheus forbid Calpurnia from entering it. Whatever he's hiding from her from her there must be important. So we want to go and look and find out what they're hiding from her. And maybe get a chance to learn a bit more about her. We've seen that she's not entirely certain of Corypheus's power over her and its worth. And also that she's not as heartless as Corypheus, maybe. Because she cares about seemingly the welfare of her people, her Venatoria, and the slaves that she releases as well, being a former slave herself. So that's after Empress de Leon. Then the Emerald... This is not all today, by the way. This is kind of a long-term plan going forward. After that, the Emerald Graves. Again, we have somebody for Cassandra there. But also, you know, these are kind of like the last few areas that I have, Empress de Leon and Emerald Graves. Aside from that, I don't have anywhere I've really unlocked, at least not as far as I know. Well, the Hissing Wastes, which is also on the list a little bit later. But Emerald Graves, again, approaching it very much like Empress de Leon, doing Companion and the main quest there, whatever it may be. After that, I want to go to... Let's see, where is it? Here it is. Orzamar's requesting the Inquisition's urgent assistance. Go to the war table to learn why. That is a DLC quest, Disaster in the Deep Roads, and I think it's probably in-universe fine to do it before the whole quest line of this wraps up. So yeah, there's that as well. After that is the Hissing Wastes, which again I approach very much similarly. I believe I have some companion stuff for the Hissing Wastes. At some point we can do Seeing Red for Varric as well. I think one of these areas, I forget exactly which, has a big thing with Red Lyrium. Is it Empress de Leon? Yeah, it is. It's Empress de Leon. Which we might even get to today. We'll see how we go. Yeah, and aside from that, yeah, the Hissing Waste is very much just because I heard that people like it and I'm curious about it. Like, I know I said what I said about the side quests and I stand by that, but I still really like the art direction and the feel of each of these areas and how unique they are, so I want to at least see all of them in some form or another. After that, then we're back onto the main plot, and I know that is a long-term thing, but that at least kind of gives us a framework, and I might slot in the next step there depending on what it is. The next step in this, I should say, somewhere in that list that I said, depending on what the next step is and when I think it is most appropriate. Having said all that, if you have any weigh-in with what my order is, which, just to recap, I'm going to speak to the companions and sit in judgment of Florian. I'm going to go to the war table to plan my next move. I'm going to go to the Forbidden Oasis to deposit some shards, then explore Empress de Leon for a few episodes, then Under Her Skin with Corypheus's gal, then go to the Emerald Graves to clear up that area, then go to Disaster in the Deep Roads, then the Hissing Waste, and then back onto the main story. So long-term plan, and I know there's been a lot of side questing and faffing about in this. I'm going to minimize it, but these are all stuff that I want to do, and if the story picks up pace here, I want to be able to... I want to have the freedom to follow it. So yeah, let's get started, and who should we speak to first? I'm almost afraid to speak to Cassandra first, so let's not. Let's speak to Varric first. He's right here. And he came with me to the party and then kind of disappeared. I didn't even really clock it at the time, but he did. He was nowhere to be bloody found. Hey. What, you're not speaking to me? Here you go. Ooh, ice cream van outside. I did click, by the way, and just win.
I need to have a few words with my publisher. The first one will be you, and the second one will be Bastard. They've claimed for years my crime serials don't sell in Orlais. So why is the Council of Heralds asking me for autographs? Sorry, distracted. Anyway, you need something?
Well, I'm glad you had fun at the party. Do you believe in the Herald? Have I asked this before?
Tell me the truth, Varric. Do you actually think I was sent by Andraste?
Shit. This is going to be awkward. I guess I do. Either you're guided by the hand of some higher power, or you have the worst luck.
Those are my only options.
I wouldn't have pegged you as an Andrastian.
It's a great story. It's got heroism, love, betrayal, and random musical numbers. What's not to like? I don't have a nug in this race. It could be bullshit, it could be true. I'll never know. But I like the idea that maybe you could save the world with a song.
Again, deflecting via humor, Varric. Let's see. It could be both.
Let's be realistic. It could be both.
You've got a point. Look at all the shit that's happened to you. You were saved from the explosion that leveled a mountaintop and fell out of the Fade. You fought a demon inside your mind in the middle of a pitched battle between Templars. Faced down one of the ancient magisters who started the Blights, had a mountain fall on you, and lived. Single-handedly saved the Orlesian Empire. Stopped an army of demons. One of those things would be impossible. All of them together? That's a miracle.
I've been given a lot of power and a lot of opportunity. So I have divine bad luck.
I'm starting to see your point.
Just try to warn me before falling into the Fade again, would you? I hate that place.
Interesting. Thank you, Varric. Actually...
I can spare some time. What do you need?
Can I ask you something, Varric?
You want to talk about me? I'm flattered. Also inclined toward extravagant lies.
It's a long line for an empty menu.
Thanks, Varric.
No problem.
Alright, well that was Varric. Not too much to be said there. Josephine next? Josephine next. What's the quick save button again? Yes, it has been that long. Everything's new and fresh.
How bracing to be in the thick of the game again. The last time I was at Alam Shiral was Countess Letienne's wedding. There were a dozen affairs, 5 secret alliances, and a duel between 2 chevaliers over the vintage of an Antivan port. But until the Duchess was unmasked, I've never seen the Winter Palace in shock.
At least they weren't bored.
No one can say the evening wasn't memorable.
They've already begun composing songs about it in Val Royale, no doubt. The game's become increasingly insular in the past few years. Corypheus skillfully took advantage. It's disturbing so few people in the Orlesian court were aware of the Duchess's machinations.
Oh. Celine knew. That surprised me. They're a selfish lot. Did she know? I don't know if she knew. She might have known. She might have suspected. It didn't feel like that she knew, so I'm not going to say this. If only, you know, that might shed more light on how she knew, but I certainly didn't get that impression. Maybe she knew something was going down.
You'd think the game's greatest players would spot a murderer in their midst.
As I said, insularity. Familiar rivals become the only ones worth sparring with. But let's not lose sight of victory. Your actions at the ball have secured us allies and favors alike.
Indeed. Ball was a viper's nest. Oh. What is this one? Is that my Trevelyan thing, or is that just for being king of the castle? I felt out of place. I really did. I got pretty good at the game and kind of knowing what to say and when towards the end of it. Even if it was most of it just slightly more educated guesswork. But I did feel out of place. Oh boy.
Insular cliques, snide half-truths, everyone sizing up everyone else. It reminded me of home.
I completely understand the feeling, Inquisitor. Let's hope the next ball either of our families holds is quieter than this one, shall we?
Sure thing, girl. Alright. This way. This way. This... Excuse me, everybody. Return. Return. Attend. Who stole my statues? Someone's getting outed in front of a court of nobles for this. Jesus!
O Creator, see me kneel, for I walk only where you would bid me. Stand only in places you have blessed. Sing only
Stop.
the words you
Your
place in
worship.
my throat.
No comment. Bye.
As you were.
Of course, Inquisitor.
Not a huge amount of interest in this stuff in here. Not really. Hey, Giselle. Anything you to say?
Herald of Andraste.
Can you tell me how our people are doing?
What would you like to know?
Let's see.
How are our forces at Skyhold doing?
We have many injured. The siege of Adamant was brutal for all involved. Even so, more flock to your banner. They have heard that the Inquisition defeated the legendary Grey Wardens. Your soldiers have been blooded, Inquisitor. They are veterans now. An army in more than just name.
That's good. That's good to know.
Do you have information on people elsewhere?
The refugees in the hinterlands are desperate. Without help, starvation or war will claim many lives. With the rift near Crestwood sealed, the villagers have begun rebuilding their homes and lives. People are vanishing in the hills of Emprise de Lyon. It may be demons or something worse, but they are terrified.
Okay.
More than that, I cannot say. It is a chaotic time for all in Olay and Ferelden.
Good to know.
Farewell, revered mother.
Be well, Inquisitor.
Look who it is. I did not expect to find you here, although I honestly forget what the other option was for this place. Was it like a mage's courtyard or a herbalist place? I wonder if I'd find you here regardless, or if there's something about the chantry in particular which is drawing you here, Morgan. How much have you changed? Although I do see you've changed back into a slightly, if possible, more revealing version of your Dragon Age Origins clothes.
You're the Inquisitor.
What gave me away?
Mother never told me the Inquisitor was a mage.
If you don't know what that gasp was for, then you're not paying attention. Whoa. Mother never told me the Inquisitor was a mage.
That's not such a terrible thing, is it?
No, it would be worse. If you couldn't touch magic at all.
Really?
Like being blind.
Kieran, are you bothering the Inquisitor?
Of course not. Did you see what's on his hand, Mother?
I did see. It is time to return to your studies, little man.
Bye. Weird.
My son. Never where you expect him to be.
No.
Naturally.
Fucking clearly. He's a bit odd.
I didn't know you had a son.
Why would you? I take great pains to not let my own reputation affect him in any way.
Interesting.
To most in the Imperial Court, he's simply a quiet and well-spoken lad. Perhaps the heir of some distant family. But he goes where I go. Worry not, Inquisitor. Kieran is a curious boy, but seldom troublesome.
Really?
Will his father be joining us as well?
'Twould be most unlikely. I have raised Kieran on my own for quite some time now, as was my preference from the start. So 'tis but the two of us, Inquisitor. Your fortress is a large place, and you will scarce notice our presence.
It's okay. I mean, just from my perspective, I'm a little bit kind of nonplussed. That was kind of sudden, but how else would it come along? He is a bit odd. I think Marcus is too nice to say this.
He seems like a fine young man.
But not the sort one might expect a woman like me to raise. No son of mine would be raised in a marsh, bereft of contact with the outside world. His future will be difficult enough without my adding to his burden. To think, until recently, this place stood decrepit, occupied only by the desperate and the lost. Now it is party to events that threaten to shake the world. I wonder if it is pleased.
I don't know. This place's mysteries were yet to unlock, but I'm not sure it has opinions in that way. Was a port in a storm. You know about this place, though?
It sounds like you've heard of Skyhold before.
This fortress was built upon the remains of a site holy to the ancient elves. They called it Tara Salan, the place where the sky is kept. It is said that from here, they reached up to the heavens to bring them down to rest. They abandoned it, as did the humans who came after them. Bones laid upon bones, silent until your arrival.
From what I know of this place, none of that's particularly surprising. I am actually kind of not entirely clear on what I know about this place, but I knew they were doing stuff here, the elves were doing stuff. And then just from the architecture, you can tell that humans came here afterwards. I like it here.
I like this place. I've made it mine.
The magic in this place has seeped into the stones, protecting it from darkness. Those who let it fall to ruin did not know what they possessed. You, I think, shall do it justice. You were kind to welcome my aid, Inquisitor, even knowing as little of me as you do. I will do my best to aid your cause with all the knowledge at my disposal. This I swear to you.
Thank you, Morrigan. I mean, in terms of like opinions, I tend to take it where I can get it. I think I'm yet to be betrayed, I think. Taking chances on the goodness of people is something which Markus has done a fair few times, which hasn't really steered him wrong before. It's interesting to pick somebody up in Orlais, but I think we could tell Morgan was slightly separate from it in the first place, and her story checks out. There was no real reason not to trust her. And yeah, she swears very seriously. Gonna lighten the mood a little.
You swear it? That's rather serious.
Some might think Corypheus a madman for seeking godhood. Yet one must ask, what were the old gods? What secrets of theirs did the ancient magisters know? What I fear, what all should fear, is not that Corypheus believes he can succeed. 'Tis that he actually may.
That's a very good point. I mean, thinking about him in terms of his end goal and how to stop it. His end goal, though, is to become a god. If we don't stop him, in my mind so far, then he will... If he doesn't stop him, then he'll win. And it's kind of been as simple as that so far. I might loop around and speak to you again, Morgan, once I've done the rounds. But, deeper than that, I think I just thought, people will die. We've seen the harm that he can rot, and that he has wrought. And we know that if we fail to stop him, he will do more. That is the long and short of it as far as I'm concerned. But the idea that he might actually be a god, they called the Tevinter gods the old gods, but wasn't the whole thing that they were false? I think Markus, who believes in the Maker, didn't even really think that this would be possible, what he's after. He is chasing folly. He might become more powerful, but to be a god? Definitely not. Hey students, don't mind me just passing through in my non-majorly gears just to have a check around. Oh, this place is cool. Look at the people are making use out of it. Because the Maker is so above everything that we know. He's unapproachable. He's the only one of his kind. And that's how it should be. That's how the world was built. The idea of that changing is unthinkable to somebody so set in his ways, but Markus has rather famously been proven wrong before. So what were the Tevinter old gods? How did they become such status as to become gods? Because we've seen a cult worshipping a dragon. Not an old god at all, not even a tainted dragon. Very simply, a high dragon. Something which lives to breed and to eat. They called it Andraste. It's an awe-inspiring form and people get swept up in that. That's just sort of what I assumed was happening with the old gods. But maybe there was something more. I mean, we know that they were intelligent, more intelligent than the High Dragons at the very least, because they can command armies as the Archdemon. But also that they demanded very certain forms of worship. I don't know. She raises a good point, and she's in an interesting position to comment, considering what her son is made up of.
Good to see you.
Kieran versus... Kieran versus Corypheus. Both not born an old god, but both carrying something of it. Either the ambition of an old god, or the taint itself. Kieran. It's a good name. I think Nathan would have approved.
I didn't understand the Grand Ball. It would have been easier if they said what they wanted.
Yeah, I know, but then again... it would be easier to say what they wanted, but asking them to do that is asking them to reveal their cards and weaken their positions. It'd be easier for us, but not for them. I stand by what I said before. Whether troops on a battlefield or words in a courtroom, everybody plays with pieces and nobody's direct about what they actually want. It's just the way of things. People will take every advantage that they can get.
Orlesian nobles see politics as a great competition.
Yes, but none of them ever win.
I'll talk to you later.
Goodbye.
A soldier may survive the battlefield only to die in their bed. When you're quite done, Markus, taking the long way round.
Of course.
Who's got a SERA? This door's never shut.
One for the Empress.
Whoop.
For Gaspard. Briala. The Duchess. And Coryphus.
Jesus.
Right in the dangle bag.
You know, there's not enough room in there for you to draw the bow. Hello?
All right, you're clearly annoyed. What can I do?
You're doing fine. It's the dead piled up in Halam Shiral that's nagging at me. A cook here, a footman there. What's it matter, right, so long as there's a butt for the throne? A pretty one, sure. But how many lives are worth one empress's arse? Ugh, that place. Should have just thrown in some bees and slammed the doors.
Quite an image. Again, I keep drawing the comparison between soldiers in war. Do you get mad about them? Is the fact that they volunteered for it? But if their culture is so steeped in the game, any servant knows what they're getting in for. And yeah, maybe they didn't have a choice, but many people enlist for military service because it's better than starving on the streets. I wonder if I would just deflect, because I know that's what she wants to hear, and I think she just wants to vent. To make her feel better about it. I understand that it's shit. I really do. I'm not saying that the people who died there, the servants and everybody crushed underfoot, deserved it. I don't really know how to respond here. It's either this one or this one. We made important decisions. We did. But I don't know, I don't expect everybody to understand. And I'm certainly not trying to convince SERA. The fact that she strives so hard for these people that get trod underfoot needs to happen as well. I'm not going to try and convince her otherwise.
I don't know. You want to stop a party, I think you go earwigs.
I hate those things with their little pinchy butts. Josephine should add that to her paper threats. You know the real lesson from all this? Never sleep with an empress. That, and Briala being an idiot, the whole thing would have gone different if that little piss-up wasn't in the middle.
I remember that people commented saying that some people were on my side and liked the three-way kind of cooperation, fragile and forced though it may be. Other people liked the love story between the Empress and Briala and wanted to see that resolved. And I get that. That apparently was what the locket was for. I could have brought that to the Empress's maids in waiting, and that could have opened the door to reconcile them, potentially do away with Gaspard entirely. I mean, Gaspard, of the three of them, was the most replaceable. Definitely. So I'm kind of 50-50. I'm fine with the choice I made with the information I had at the time, but I wouldn't have minded that Empress either. But it is worth noting that whilst having an elf publicly in power like that would have been huge for the elves, Briala did sleep with a woman who purged the alienage. I wasn't sure about her, and there are some people in the comments who really didn't trust her either. I think it's a mark of a good story that people have such different opinions about it. Their mistakes made it worse.
There was a lot more going on than a lover's spat.
Oh, sure.
There was.
Because of the hole in the sky, plenty of idiots around before, and there'll be plenty of idiots around after.
There we agree.
Better save some arrows, yeah?
Good talk, Sarah. I know got disapproval there. I think that was unavoidable. I'm too understanding. That's my problem. Should we speak to you again? Yeah, go on then. Whoop.
You have a problem.
Huh?
That over there is a full tavern, but everyone's drinking alone. They're all up their own arses about the Inquisition. I can't have fun with everybody whinging, and they'll fall on their swords before Coryphus can push them.
Coryphus?
I'm thinking pranks. Set a few up, knock a few down.
Ah.
You win or not?
Should I do this? Isn't this... I'd be happy to let you do this, but...
I'm the Inquisitor. You know, the leader.
Right, they'll never suspect you. What, titles are only for getting away with bad stuff? Let's do something fun. Come on.
I feel like I'm gonna miss out on something kind of like very amusing. Let me think. It's not this. Because everybody's got their part to play, and this is SERA's. Yes, I'm in. Titles are only for getting away with bad stuff. Let's do something fun. Come on. Maybe the fact that I'm overthinking this is already an answer in and of itself. That I'm like, should the Inquisitor do this? And I'm just standing here kind of thinking it over, just going, it's like weighing up the pros and the cons. And Sarah's like, fuck. Just do it. Do something fun, spontaneous. It's pranks. It's fine. Markus does have a mischievous side. Oh, go on. I've just done this whole bloody ball. Let's do something exactly the opposite of what I just did.
Lead the way.
What, really?
Really?
I knew you were different. Let's go.
Maybe I'm slightly uncomfortable with this, but maybe it's good to push Markus's comfort zones a little bit. Hi, I'm T-posing.
Right, general appetite is gone. Have a search about. Find something to mess with and give your soldiers a laugh.
Okay, let's see.
What, the desk? Oh, yes. Center of the Empire and all that. What to do.
Yeah.
All right, Sarah. What do you want to do?
Thing looks heavy. Don't want to move or break it. I got it. Easy one. Just a slip or something under here. There, won't notice much, but it's just that little bit wonky. He's so in control that'll piss him royally. I tell one of the soldiers and boom, the general seems like people. And since he works for you, you seem like people. Come on, next one.
All right, okay, I'm good with this. Humanize us. Do I need to cut through this or not, Dragon Age Inquisition? Let's go. Alright, who's this? Josephine. Aha. Yeah, you just chill out. I mean, are there different options? No, I guess not.
What, just the door? Where she greets every important idiot. Yes.
I can't mock my diplomat. Ugh, this might be a bridge too far. Ah, God damn it.
Well, Sarah, what do you have in mind?
Get a bucket.
I mean, that's classic. It's a curved top door, though.
Classic, yeah? 5 minutes of sloppy boss gets you weeks of happy kitchen staff. Except for the one who cleans it up, I suppose. Whatever. Next up.
My crew's gonna hate me. Here's Liliana. Okay, she scares me a little bit, though, so... We'll just see. What's here? Ah.
What's that? A locked... No, leave that. Not interested in her hidden things. Not for just a bit of fun. Maybe feed her messengers something gassy? No, bears don't pop. But they flap and...
Who's up there?
Huh? Is that Solus? Sup?
Nothing to worry about, Solus. It's just me and Sarah.
Well, all right then.
Ah, what fun is that? Let's go.
We're busted. I'm an amateur at this, Sarah, sorry.
That was fun. An Inquisitor of the people, still remembering you're one of them. If all they got was the Herald stuff, the serious bit, you'd start to sound pretty scary. That works, but not for long.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think this works.
Whatever it takes. I'd start throwing pies if it kept people inspired.
Pies is so good, and Coryphanus would never do that. Good thing for you, innit? Because from the bottom, everyone up top sort of seems the same. Anyway, fun time, Inquisitor. You! Oh, frig.
Hi.
You did it.
Oh, that was fun. That was fun. Lord me. We gotta balance out kind of some serious stuff a lot recently. But a little bit of fun and games, even knocking people down a peg or two a little bit with the basis of what they have. Okay, this is gonna sound kind of like really serious and kind of against the point of what we were going for. But treading on pranks carefully, you know? I'm sorry we didn't do the Liliana one, because I did want to kind of get all three of them so that it'd be an equal share. They'd have something to bond over, i.e. taking the piss out of me. Oh, I guess I'm going up here then. What? But I'm fine up here, don't freak out. If our diplomat should know how to adjust if things don't go her way, and Cullen should have, if Cullen is relying on his office being organized in order to do his job, then again, we should challenge that just a little bit. Just knock that comfort zone ever so slightly, surprise them, and keep them on their toes. I trust them enough that they can still do their jobs with that, although I think Josephine will be a lot pissed off at me, and they have the right to be pissed off with me. But I think what Sarah said is even more valuable. Just remind people that I'm human. And that I can do stuff which isn't all to this favor. Inquisitor is part symbol, but I made a very human mistake in assuming that Andraste pulled me out of the Fade. One day that's gonna come out. And when it does, knowing that I'm human, that I'm not all my symbol, could be vital. Anyway, well, thank you, Sarah, for that. That was a jug of refreshing orange juice, really. Oh, hi. All right, the next episode we're gonna speak to some more people. So I'll see you guys then. Thank you.